Virtue is doing what wisdom knows to do. Jordan, David Starr. The teachings of the great schools of philosophy and thought have had a profound impact on history and are still relevant today, guiding and orienting how people view the world. However, how have the ideas of the great philosophers influenced human thought, and how will they influence it going forward? These ancient theories help millions of people understand the nature of things more deeply, overcome obstacles, and generally live an authentic and conscious life. The first philosophy we encounter is Existentialism, which was born in 19th-century Europe and developed primarily in France and Denmark. It explores the meaning of freedom and individuality. This video briefly examines the most influential philosophical doctrines that have shaped us as humans and will continue to influence the way we think and live today. Decision based on the opinions of scholars like Soren Card and Jean-Paul Sartre. Because man is condemned to be free, as Sartre stated, this perspective allows for doubt and uncertainty but also liberation. It is a way of looking at life that pushes us to take full responsibility for our own choices. The individual is called to build his own essence through his own actions without allowing himself to be defined by external laws or social constraints. Destiny is not predetermined, it is merely a possibility. The second youngest person on the list, who was born in Germany at the start of the 20th century, is phenomenology, which explores subjective experiences in an effort to identify the fundamental framework of human perceptions. In other words, it focuses on how each person perceives and understands the world, a field that was pioneered by Edmund Husband and developed by Martin Heidegger. This school of thought investigates how our consciousness perceives the world. If you enjoy the video, would you kindly like it and subscribe to the channel? This viewpoint is greatly influencing modern thinking because it teaches us to value every perception and to live in the present with greater awareness. It is not so much what the world is like in and of itself as it is how it manifests itself to the mind. I'm grateful for the third rationalism, which is well known for the adage, "I think therefore I am," views reason as the ultimate foundation of knowledge. According to René Dirt, the human mind is an independent source of truth that may know without the aid of sensory experience. The fourth philosophy is platonism, which originated in Greece around the 15th century and distinguishes between the physical world and a realm of eternal perfect and immutable ideas. This approach has given rise to a world of innate ideas and intuitions where reality can be deciphered through logic. The security of rationalism lies in the stability of ideas, a certainty that for many represents a solid foundation on which to build knowledge. According to Plato, what we perceive is really a faint shadow of pure forms. Justice, beauty, and goodness are examples of universal concepts that transcend sensory experience and can only be comprehended by the mind. Platonism encourages us to looking past appearances to uncover deeper meanings in what is apparent. His vision is deeply rooted in the connection between man and nature. His oral transmissions celebrate the symbiosis between humans and the natural world, supporting the importance of living in harmony with the elements that surround us. This is the fifth millennial philosophy, which was born in America with the native peoples. The sixth philosophy, Taoism, was born in China a century later and offers a distinctive outlook on the cosmos and life based on writings like Lao's Ta Ching. It is devoid of books and educational institutions but is rich in respect for the earth as a living being. The essence of life is to flow naturally with the Tao, a mysterious force that pervades everything. This Chinese school of thought emphasizes the idea of wu-wei, non-action, or effortless action. Among other things, it teaches that trying to control the inevitable or force events only leads to suffering, while letting things happen naturally achieves true balance. In seventh place is positivism, a philosophical movement that originated in science around 1800 and was founded by Auguste Comte. It maintains that true knowledge can only be acquired through observation and empirical verification. For positivists, knowledge is based on measurable and experimental phenomena, rejecting metaphysics and emphasizing concrete facts. This concept significantly accelerated the advancement of contemporary research by emphasizing verifiability and measurability as standards of truth. Maintaining Stoicism. The eighth philosophy, which originated in Greece around 300 BC, encourages us to find serenity by accepting what we cannot change and concentrating on what we can control. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius believed that virtue and wisdom are the paths to happiness and that external things like wealth or fame are unimportant to true inner serenity. The ninth philosophy is utilitarianism, which originated in England in the late 1700s and is predicated on the idea that deeds are morally justified if they serve to advance the pleasure of the group. This school of thinking, which was common among Anglo-Saxon philosophers, bases its judgment of ethics on the practical consequences of deeds. An action is moral if it results in the greatest amount of well-being for the largest number of people. This philosophy assesses morality according to its usefulness. A practical viewpoint that has had a significant impact on contemporary society in contrast to rationalism, which depends on the mind. Empiricism, which was founded in England in the 17th century and was influenced by thinkers like David Hume and John Locke, maintains that all ideas originate from the senses. This approach helped to develop the scientific method, which emphasizes experimentation and observation as ways to learn about the world. Idealism is the 11th. Thinkers like Immanuel Kant subscribe to a philosophy that views reality as a creation of the mind, meaning that our perceptions are mental constructs rather than the actual world. This idea examines how the mind creates reality by viewing experience as a kind of representation in which the individual actively affects his or her perception of the world. Around 500 BC, Siddhartha Galer, the Buddha, founded Buddhism, which gives a distinctive perspective on suffering and liberation. This philosophy centers on the four noble truths that characterize the cycle of desire and misery. Buddhist practice advises letting go of cravings in order to achieve inner serenity. Nirvana pragmatism, a philosophy that links the value of ideas to their practical application, was founded in America at the end of the 19th century. This movement focuses on the efficacy of theories, as William James argued that a theory is valid if it works in practice and contributes to the improvement of life. Pragmatism is therefore a tool that aims to solve everyday problems effectively. The 14th philosophy is Epicureanism, which was developed by Epicurus in the 14th century and suggests pursuing serenity via friendship, introspection, and simplicity. It examines the idea of moderate pleasure as a route to happiness. Number 15 is Hinduism, one of the oldest and most complex philosophical traditions. It blends spirituality and philosophy and is situated between 1500 and 2000 years before Christ. It is founded on the idea of dharma, a universal code of conduct that guides every aspect of life from personal ethics to understanding the universe. Epicureanism encourages us to enjoy natural pleasures and avoid excess, teaching that happiness is found in a balanced life. This school of thought holds that life is cyclical and that every life is a step toward enlightenment. Hinduism is an ongoing spiritual path of teachings and rebirths that encourages spiritual development and a closer relationship with God. Despite their apparent differences in time and location, all of these doctrines share a common narrative. I hope to see you again in one of our movies. Goodbye, thanks, and see you next time. Despite coming from different cultures and eras, they demonstrate how people have always attempted to understand themselves and the environment they live in.